Is there?
I mean, it was great to get a win at home, last home game with those seniors. You know, a special group of guys that, you know, it was fun to get those guys a win. And I think our defense played pretty well, with the exception of really one drive. Really put a full game performance together, and you know the offense did enough in the second half to kind of pull away. But yeah, it was good win. So good to get back on that side in the left-hand column, and obviously we got to go play that team across the border, and you know that's always a big rivalry week, and I know our guys are excited. I'm sure they are, and it should be fun.
You get the special teams player of the week with Kenan Fusilier. He got a start with a punt return, and just overall, like this is the fourth time you got a special teams player of the week. Just overall, it's good to get that recognition.
Yeah, I mean, Kenan, thank goodness. I mean, he that was the difference in the ball game at halftime. So he obviously we worked on it a lot, and you know he saw an opportunity, and when he took it, man, it was just you're supposed to go to the left, and then he got kind of hemmed up by a guy running down the field, and then kind of darted to the right, and then it just kind of all worked out. You know, we had a wall of guys over there, and he just took it the rest of the way. And he played really well on offense too. You know, he had some big plays down in that second half, and really gave us an opportunity to both touchdown drives in the second half. He was the real reason for big plays. So it was great to have him out there.
Kalen, another good night for you, good day for you, 86 yards rushing.
He did. He had a good day. You know, obviously, unfortunately, got hurt and you know missed a little bit of the fourth quarter. And but yeah, you know, he was a workhorse and obviously averaged a lot of yardage there. And you know, Damian Moore had a couple good runs. So you know, good group of guys in the backfield. And then Xavier Coleman finished the game off. We had some injuries in the fourth quarter, and then Xavier Coleman finished it off with a couple good runs. So.
Ronnie had a good day defensively. Seems like your defense adjusted well in the second half.
I thought they played well the whole day. I mean, I thought the D-line played well. I thought, you know, the safety supported the run really well, which we knew we had to do against this team with Guggenheim and the cast of backs they have. We know that's kind of their MO on offense. So those guys need to do a good job. And, you know, a year ago we struggled to support the run against those guys. So I think it was a big point of emphasis this week, and they went out there and showed it on Saturday.
With the defense, the 3 interceptions, I think fumble recovery as well, if I remember. But always important to take the ball away. How much do you guys stress that, and how nice was it to see the defense come up like that, especially with their backs against the wall at all times?
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, Rob threw one uncharacteristic interception, which you know the other one was a good play on their part. You know. But one uncharacteristic decision for him, which, you know, obviously he regretted. But I think for the most part, offensively, we did a pretty good job. But, man, defense, they were swarming, and I think they were getting after the quarterback, which caused some bad throws. And obviously, Mond finally caught one. I think if he caught a bunch of them, he'd be leading the country in interceptions. And then, you know, we had Damian Alexander, another senior, get one on senior day, which is great. And then I don't know if you saw the one by DeJuan Lewis, man, but that was a special play, man. They ran a flea flicker. He was the middle field safety, never came out of the middle, was disciplined, and then he went up and high pointed it. It was a pretty special play. So to get 3 of those, and then we had a fumble on the punt, but we didn't get it. So we had 3 takeaways, which is great. It set our offense up, and in one of those cases, it really, you know, we had turned the ball over, and then we turned it right back over on the next play, which was great, you know. So it was good to have that type of response from our defense.
Getting back to Kingdon a little bit, can you just describe his development and he seems like somebody can be like instant offense, a big play threat for you guys. How has he kind of developed and helped this program since he's been here?
Well, he just, you know, I think he's just the most consistent person I've been around, you know, from a daily attitude, work ethic, determination. Like nothing changes for him from day to day. It's always the same. It's always 100%. It's always as much detail as he can get. He's a natural football guy. Like he kind of understands football and leverage and all those things that makes you a good football player. So that part of it, you know, was probably given to him from his grandfather. But man, he just every single day he is the same person, which I tell our guys all the time, be the same guy every day, good or bad, like just be the same guy every day so we know what to expect. And, he really emulates that for us. And you could see that has really helped with his playmaking ability throughout the course of the year. He had a big first game. Then he kind of was, he wasn't a showpiece of our offense for a couple weeks. And then, pops back up again and has another couple games. But in those games where you don't see the production, he's still grading out really, really well. He's still blocking his tail off. He's still playing special teams. He's doing all those things that really are behind the scenes to help teams win. So, as you can tell, I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. He just continues to get better each week.
You kind of touched on this before the game. More than 20 seniors were recognized with their families down there. Only your second year, so obviously we've only been with them 2 years, but they still have a big impact on you and your program.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the fire. So when you're in the fire with guys, you tend to get close. And, we've gotten close as a group and as a family, and we spend a lot of time together. These guys are here all summer too, and, they get 3 weeks in wintertime and 3 weeks in May, and then pretty much the rest of the time they're here together. And if you don't like each other, obviously that's going to show up. And these guys have been a fun group to be around, and really, this team, I call them Team 2. Team 2 for me has been great group to coach. Last year was a great group, but man, this group's been special, and they've embraced the one game at a time, 1-0 mentality, and came out to practice every day. And we still got 3 days of preparation here, so let's hope we continue on that path.
What can you tell us about McNeese offensively and defensively? What are they going to do?
I mean, they're running the crap out of the ball right now, and they got 2 good backs, and they're big up front, and their tight ends do a good job of blocking, and they put an emphasis on it. I think it's kind of the same way you see our guys is, we're going to run the ball, we're going to do everything we can to try to establish physicality, and they do it the same way. And on the defensive side of the ball, they're way different than they were a year ago. Last year they had a bunch of different schemes, and I don't know if they were grab bagging or just trying to figure out the best way to, get their team to play well. But this year they're very consistent in what they do. They're disciplined. They don't really make a whole bunch of mistakes, and I think a lot of it's because they're in the same structure each week. And they got a punter that's he's tops in the league, and on the special team side they got a couple of returners that are really, really dangerous, and we're going to have to do a really good job in the third phase to make sure that we can have a chance at this game.
Obviously a rival game, even for the newcomers on the team. Do they understand the battle of the border?
I think so. I mean, I think they understand that we're an hour and 20 minutes from them, and we recruit against them a lot, and a lot of those guys in this room have been recruited by them, and they're in blue, we're in red, so it's way different. So yeah, I mean, they know it. They know how much of an emphasis it is. From a university standpoint, for our standpoint, from coaching staff and a team, maybe it gives you a little bit extra juice, but the process is the process, and that's the way we go through it. And we want it to be a fun game each week that we play, and we're going to get out there and do everything we can throughout the course of the week, so Saturdays are fun.
Could be a special outcome with a win, something that's not happened here in a long time, back-to-back win seasons.
Yeah, I mean, we just got to go 1-0, man. We got to have a great practice tomorrow. That's the start, and without KG this week, we're going to have to do some different things offensively to make sure we can move the football, because he's been a workhorse for us.
Did some of that running back depth that you showed last week maybe help prepare as you go?
I mean, we've played. I don't know if you guys have recognized, but I mean, we play 3 or 4 backs each week anyway. So, KG is the workhorse. He's the guy that gets the bulk of the carries. But really, it's a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's the number one guy, but he's also a veteran that's been around, and we trust him. And those things all mean a lot when you're handing the ball to somebody 25 times. But those other guys are all good players, and they all have deserved playing time and have been out there. So, what a fun time for them to step up and I think KG will say that the O-line is, a lot of the reason why he gets what he gets, and, hopefully that continues on this week. So.
Obviously, Saturday is the end of the season, so looking ahead, how's the recruiting going right now?
Recruiting's almost done from a high school standpoint. We got one spot left, and we had a couple official visits this weekend, and hopefully we'll have that all signed up by the first week in December, and then we move on to our transfer board and start working on our mid-year transfers that can get here in January and be able to practice in spring. So, but right now we're just focused on this border battle, and trying to focus on keeping our guys excited about a great opportunity this week, which it is, and they're a much improved ball club from a year ago.
Do your seniors, do they understand obviously everybody talks about rings and stuff like that, but do they understand the significance of what they've done regardless of what happened on Saturday? How this class, along with last year's senior class, really have kind of flipped the script, because 2 years ago nobody was talking about a 6-win season, a back-to-back. How many were talking about a 3-win season? So do they understand the significance about what they've done and how they're laying the foundation for
I mean, I hope not. I hope they're in the moment right now and they're living in the moment. But I kind of touched on it a little bit on Friday night when I talked to the team about what this group has done for the expectations here, and that we always say hey, they put a lot of pressure on you, but pressure's a privilege, and you earn privilege, you earn pressure, and I think we did by the way we played, and first national ranking, opportunity to be in the top 25 for 3 weeks, and man, that's that's not easy to do, and as and a lot of teams in Southland Conference have done it. So for our guys to be able to do that, and yeah, some games didn't go our way this year, but we're in every game with the exception of 2 of them, and even those 2 in halftime, it was a ball game. So they've really flipped the script on what people expect from the Cardinals, and I think that's obviously a testament to how hard they've worked, and they've committed. A lot of those guys could have left, transfer portal open, and some guys did leave, but these guys didn't. They stuck it out, and they wanted to do things together, and a lot of it has to do with the seniors and them communicating with people about being here, and doing something that no one's ever done, and they've done a lot of that.